Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 180 of the Seal Podcast. I'm Neil, as you may have noticed. Fraser couldn't be asked to turn up. He's on holiday, apparently. So it's just me and Dave, who is here with me.
Hello.
How you doing, Dave?
Good. Yeah. I'm glad I'm here. I'm a bit frazzled. House move, which was a bit epic. But I'm here. I'm done. I'm not done. There's never done when you move home.
How many boxes you got left to unpack?
About probably half a room full. So, just we've got rid of we've done the main bits.
You've done the
And
kitchen,
it's just
I
done the
assume, because
kitchen.
everyone does the kitchen first, don't they? Or like
I think so.
kitchens and
Yeah,
bathrooms,
kitchen, bathroom,
bedrooms.
bedrooms, and then it's all the other bits and bobs. And
Got your surround sound set up yet?
not yet. No, no, no. I am looking at a sub and a center speaker.
Oh.
But yeah,
Got a little bit of money left over from the move, have we?
well, we didn't pay for a removal van, so yeah.
Oh, that's where that budget's gone. Nice.
Yeah, so reallocated. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Camera.
So yeah, we're getting. If you're live or watching on YouTube, assuming we don't get pinned off, you can see Dave's new room. It's not a shed anymore.
It's not a shed. No,
Not that it was a shed
actual...
before, or a summer house.
It's an actual room. Well, I say it's an actual room. It's a converted garage.
Nice.
Into an office. So yeah,
but it's got brick walls.
It's got brick walls.
Is it insulated as well?
Yeah, on this side, on my right side, it's we had the internet put into this room because it's basically the office. It was 45 centimeters thick with I think it's double block insulated and got
what's the other side of that wall then? Is that outside?
The other garage.
Oh right, okay.
So the outside garage.
Check out fancy Mr. Double Garage here.
The outside garage part where I'll be parking my bike, and there's a fridge freezer out there and stuff. So
the usual garage things.
The usual garage stuff, yeah.
All the boxes you haven't opened. All will probably never get opened.
There is some, yeah. There is some that's like, oh, I'll leave that because I know I don't need to look at it yet. I'll probably come around to it in about 2 or 3 years' time.
Not the hi-fi stuff, obviously. That's getting moved straight away.
No.
Right then, I can't remember what we do, how we do this thing. What do we do first here? Well, there's no football, obviously.
Well, there is football.
Well, there's England are playing at the moment.
England are playing.
I don't know what the score is now. I think it's still 3-0 because I haven't had a beep on my phone.
Oh.
But yeah, no one really cares about England. It's boring, isn't it? It's only European
not versus
qualifiers.
Malta.
We're going to win every fucking game in the qualifying group, probably like we always do.
And then everybody gets like.
And then you actually have to play some real teams when you actually get to the Euros. So yeah. But we do have a question coming up about football. So a late entry into the questions. So should we crack on with the listener stuff then? Let's crack on with that.
Let's crack on with the listener stuff.
So we had a couple of tweets from our regular followers and tweeters. So Paul W has tweeted in, says, "How well do you treat your tech and gadgets? Are some of them almost sacred, not to be touched by others? A friend of mine would refuse to take any remote control out of its bag and would only be used in its bag, TV, amps, etc. As he said, it was the one thing that got most use." Which is correct, I guess. Otherwise, seems a little bit crazy.
I respect my gadgets.
Yes. I do nowadays.
I don't. Yeah. Well, I always have, to be honest. I've never abused. I've had.
What, when you were a small child, did you never throw a controller against the brick wall or something?
No, never. No. I've had friends that did that. Friends who threw controllers out of windows.
You couldn't do that when we were kids because they were attached to things.
I know it was attached at the time. It wasn't by the time it left the window. Yeah, it was. But no, I don't know. It's a bit of a waste.
Yeah.
Like don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just not like that.
I've never resorted to keeping things in bags. That's I've never done
No,
that.
that's a level of extreme.
Do you peel stickers off things?
Yeah, I
Like
have
when
to.
you get consoles and things like that, do you have to peel
Yeah,
the stickers off or whatever?
everything, all the plastic comes off. Like I understand that people like new things and like to keep them new as possible, but I like things that have been used and have shown
I've
have
just
had
seen it.
use.
I've got stickers on my monitors. Both my monitors have still got the G-Sync stickers on them.
Brilliant.
They're only small.
I found some actual plastic stickers on my monitors when I was moving on the back. On one of them, there was a big strip at the back that I didn't peel off when I found it, and another little bit on one of the others. So
They're
yeah,
nice and
like
clean now, though, aren't they? Where you haven't taken the stickers off. The peel off.
well, yeah, there is that. But once you peel them off, it turns it into static, and then all the polystyrene bits, because you've taken them out of the box, attract to it instantly. That's one thing I would do. I do is I keep all the boxes for at least a year and a half, 2 years.
It depends what it is with me. Like,
No.
I like to keep my console boxes, like until I decide to get rid of the consoles. Like, I've got a PS3 boxed up ready down here that's been sitting on the floor for about a year. I haven't done anything with it. In fact, it's probably been. It moves around the house, like, but it hasn't ever been dealt with. It's been in the box for absolutely ages, but
Is
yeah.
PlayStation still in it?
The PS3s, I cleaned out everything. I took out. I'm pretty sure I took out the extra large hard drive that I put in it and put the original hard drive back in and all
Right.
that, and wiped it all back down to clean. In thoughts of taking it to get some money for it, but it's still here. It's been ready to go back for I can't remember how long. But
I don't think you get anything for it
the
nowadays.
thing is with a PS3, it's
PS3?
like you can't play PS3 games on anything else. Not that I've got any PS3 games anymore,
Mm.
and or I'm really ever likely to play any of the old ones, digital ones. But got rid of my Move stuff, my PlayStation Move stuff, and the cam. I might still have the camera somewhere.
Oh, right.
But yeah, I do look after my stuff generally. I don't. I mean, I've gone through a few controllers in my time, but not through abuse, other than overplaying. Like when you get the stick drift and all that stuff, and the button, or like one of the bumpers has broken on one of my Xbox controllers, and I'm like, oh, shoddy workmanship. But yeah, generally, we'll have to wait for a couple of weeks to find out if Fraser does the same. I said I was going to give him a load of shit tonight because he couldn't be asked.
Yeah, I thought when he said, I thought he was busy. He said, "Oh,
yeah, he's busy.
I can't make
busy
it."
doing fucking Hunt Showdown, apparently.
Despicable. Never mind. Never mind.
This is the contempt he has for our listeners. I'm just saying. So we're done with that one.
Done with that one. Thank you, Paul.
Next question. Column says, thoughts on this new Apple Vision VR? It's a little pricey for columns like it. That's a bit of an understatement.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Was it 3.5
We're not going to show
grand?
any videos here because we don't want to get our YouTube video when it gets uploaded binned off. So, as it happened with the veteran gamers, apparently.
Oh. Yeah. No. Is it 3.5 grand? Was that the
$3,500 plus tax? That's US dollars, obviously.
Wow.
So I think it's about 5,000 Canadian dollars, is what I saw someone say. So, that's not real money.
Yeah, I thought I'd spent a lot on my Oculus Rift when that came out.
It was only 400 quid, wasn't it?
Yeah.
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 There was a lot of a faffing around with that, weren't there? And you possibly looked less of a twat with that on, I guess, because at least you couldn't see everyone looking at you like to say, "What the fuck do you look like, you twat?" Because you obviously couldn't see out of it.
No, it's Yes, it's the future.
Is it? No, it's not.
I think.
Do you know? Is your daughter interested in VR in the slightest?
No.
Because that's the future. Our kids. My kids, no interest whatsoever.
No. She as a fad, like a couple of goes in it, yeah, but nah, not after that.
No.
Not on the Oculus. So yeah, well, okay, they're trying to make it the future. They're
Gonna struggle to get a bit of an uptake with that price that they've stuck on that thing though. And there's an Apple tax, and there's an Apple tax. So
I think if they can just put, I don't know, probes into your brain.
you can tell you can literally like almost matrix it, like, well, then you obviously look, you can't matrix it because you're like literally got a big spike in the back of your head.
Yeah.
But you are literally like, like the Star Trek thing is the thing, isn't it? The holodeck.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the potential. That's the good. That like everyone looks a twat then because they're all prancing around LARPing or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't want to be the cleaners after after the holodeck.
Okay, well, we know what you're up to in the holodeck, I assume. Well, one way or another, it's not good. But
come on,
there's other people around, Dave. You can't do that with unless you're doing it with other people, I guess. But
that's when you turn the holodeck off and like realise that half the people are actual people. You're like, fuck, damn. I thought I was alone.
A private holodeck. Yeah. Well, if that was $3,500 for a holodeck, then that'd be all right. But yeah, $3,500 for I don't know how to describe it. Have you seen it? Have you seen the thing?
I've seen it.
Have you seen how it projects an image? It's not an actual image of your eyes, apparently. It's a representation of your eyes onto the outside of it.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
okay. I thought it was a relayed video.
No, it's not your actual eyes, as I understand.
Oh my god, that's even worse.
So because obviously they thought putting your real eyes on there would make it look too fucking weird. So they put some like slightly like your eyes on there instead. I think it's possibly got this. I don't even know if it's in color. It looked like it. I didn't look at the whole video. I just saw a few pictures and was like, "Fuck off."
Yeah.
So
I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw bits and pieces of it. And I saw. To be honest, I just saw the price. Like as soon as I saw the price,
I think most people went nope.
Just not interested. It's not for me.
Who is it for? I don't know.
Don't know. Tech billionaires.
Yep. So thankfully, there's only a couple of them. So
yeah.
Anyway, enough about Apple. I haven't bought any Apple devices.
No, bit pricey.
I've got maybe one more Apple device purchase in me, I think, other than replacing anything else, obviously, that goes on.
Saying that, my daughter desperately wanted an iPhone for her birthday.
All the kids have iPhones. That's the only reason I've got an iPhone, because fucking both my kids got iPhones.
Because you're down with the kids.
No, because my kids got iPhones, and then it was like, oh, this is becoming annoying. Like, that they can hide from me digitally because I was on an Android. So I bundled in with them, so we can now see each other. But
fair enough.
Right. Any more thoughts on Apple Vision VR? No.
Nope.
Have another crack at that, Apple, somehow, or just don't. Just bring the holodeck out. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Get working on that instead. You need about 100 cameras in your house or something, or whatever room it is. Anyway, Andy Cox also gave us a message. He said, "Evening all, hope all's well. Another quick one, and apologies to those who don't like football." Oh, sorry, Dave. But fixtures came out this week. Premier League fixtures. I don't know if anyone else can. I don't look at anything else now. I just look at Premier League. He says, "I know they'll be out of date by September once the TV companies get involved, but which ones are catching your eye? Cheers." Have you? I bet you haven't looked at all, have you?
Didn't even realise they
came out on Thursday morning.
Right.
So.
And they said football. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the football. Right. So there's not a lot of fucking sports news at the minute, so all over Sky Sports News is like, here's the fixtures, and we're going to start talking about everyone's first 6 games, blah blah blah,
Oh
all
my
fucking
God.
day, every 2 hours. So I've looked at Luton's fixtures. Obviously, we're away to Brighton on the first weekend of the season, which could be a nice little a beach holiday for a beach trip and a footy match, but probably won't be able to get tickets. And then the main one that I've noticed is I think it's October 21st. We're away to Forest. Obviously, there's a bit of a Forest connection with the show. Sumu's just appeared in the chat. Good timing. And obviously, we've got a load of our Yanks supporting Forest. So that was one that caught my eye straight away. It was like, because we did actually beat them the last time we played them, but that was at the Kenny. So we'll see how much they've improved next time we play them. Probably don't have any of the same players playing now, though, to be fair. But yeah, that's the one. And then I can't remember the dates, but obviously you look out for Man United, Liverpool. I know at one point we've got, I think in 1 week over the course of 10, we've got Tottenham, Manchester City, and Chelsea. I think in 3 games in a row or something. I was like, oh, that doesn't sound great. But then it's a Chelsea, so you never know. Depends what sort of season they're having, I guess. And Tottenham, I guess, as well, to be honest. But they've both got new managers, so hopefully for their sake they won't be quite as shit as they were last year. But yeah, can't think of any others that really stand out for me. It was Forest. It was the first time we played Forest. Was the first one I noticed, really, other than their first fixture. And was as I say, Brighton away, which is, like I say, could be a nice little trip down to Brighton. It's not that far. In fact, I think it's the same to Forest as it is to Brighton in distance, from Luton. About 2 hours. Yeah, Sumu saying their first 6 games are brutal. He expects to be in for a fight again. I think anyone who's comes up is going to be. Anyone comes up for the first time is definitely the first. If you manage to stay up for the first year, the next year is not going to be much easier unless you've got some fucking ridiculous amount of money from somewhere to invest. But yeah, I think it's going to be a tough season for Luton and Forest again, potentially. But we'll see. We'll see. As long as we get a few wins, that'd be nice. As long as we don't get the worst total in history, like Andy was giving it on the Twitter the other week. So we'll see. So that was all the questions that we've had in. Thank you all. Thank you, Andy, Adam, Colin, and Paul.
When's the fantasy league starting up again?
So obviously, it was 11th of August is the first game of the season, which is a Friday. Deadline, as Simi pointed out in the Discord, is 6:30 on the 11th of August for everything for the first week. But usually you'll get about 4 weeks, I think, before it comes out.
Okay. So we have plenty of time to put.
Yeah, you got plenty of time to tinker.
Are we just doing the same league again? Are you got to create a new one? Are you got to share the link again?
I don't know until it comes out. Usually, I'll just reactivate the league, and everyone who was in it is automatically invited back in.
Right.
And obviously, whatever happens, there'll be links getting posted out at the time when we know what's going on.
Cool.
And if we get enough people, we'll do a head-to-head league, hopefully. So, yeah, we'll see how many we get. Need 20 teams for a head-to-head, I think. Okay. So shall we? Oh, hang on. Simu's just asked in the chat, are any of us Black Mirror fans? The new season dropped yesterday.
See, I only watched the first season of Black Mirror. I didn't really keep up with that.
I liked what I saw of it, but I didn't ever watch. I don't even think I watched the whole of the first series.
Right.
I remember there was the thing where the guy was that you record everything, didn't you, in your eye? Everything that had happened.
Yes.
And then there was I can't remember the others now. That one was a bit weird. I guess they were all a bit weird, really. That was the whole point.
That's the point. Yeah. It's a dystopian future.
Yes.
Realities.
It's almost like he's predicted the future.
Charlie Brooker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Oh, there was the
clever.
one with the pig. I remember that one, obviously.
Yes.
That was quite prescient as well, it turned out.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Bizarre.
was it's funny that was before the whole.
Well, the thing happened, the real thing happened before that came out. But obviously no one knew about that. Well, not no one,
No,
but
it
no
only
one in the
came to light
general, in
after.
public
Yeah.
domain, yeah. Knew about
So whether he knew something,
it. Yeah,
Charlie Brooker,
that was a bit odd.
yeah.
Well, it was a bit gross at the time when you were watching it, and then it was just became odd once you found out the other story. But yeah.
Yeah.
David Cameron. Anyway, thank you, Christian. So, should we talk about what we've been doing? Obviously, you've got a lot to talk about potentially. We did cover a little bit of it.
So yeah, I moved house. That's why I wasn't in last week. Thank you, Arnie, for popping in.
The
And
real
covering
Matt.
for me. The real Matt, who is getting married next weekend.
Yes.
And we're going to pop down and say hello.
And congratulations, hopefully.
Yeah. So Fraser's not going to be on again next week, we don't think. So that's another week.
Pretty sure he's not going to be on next week.
No, unless he's going to do the.
He might actually be on holiday next week.
Yeah,
I'll forgive him next week.
Yeah. I'm getting an echo. I need some more of that stuff.
Did you?
I don't know if you can hear it on the podcast.
No, I'm not noticing it. It's not too bad here.
Okay. So yeah. So I moved house on Friday the 9th. That's when the purchase of the house that I'm in now completed. So we had a week between the purchase and the sale, and the sale happened today of my old house, and that was a bit stressful and very complicated. It wasn't supposed to happen like that, but it did.
No.
So luckily we
it's surprising it doesn't happen more often, isn't it, really, that you can't
it's
get
why a
everything to
lot of
happen.
house sales fall through, because one party can only complete on one day and another party can only complete on another, and if there's a long chain it causes issues. So luckily we're in a position that we could get around that, so that's fine. I did spend 2 hours at the bank one day trying to sort that out, which is fun.
It's always fun spending 2 hours at the bank.
Yeah. So did that. Moved. So what did we do? On the Friday, we literally got into the house. We bought a load of paint beforehand and got the paintbrushes out and went mad. Done the kitchen, a couple of coats on that, and it was so hot that it pretty much drying straight away, and we were just following it, one after the other. And then Saturday started to move. We got the van, got my brother-in-law, and we just lifted and shifted all the boxes that we had boxed up previously in a week. 5 or 6 trips of boxes and stuff. Stayed here Saturday night, so I obviously got the kitchen, bathroom, and bedroom set up. And then the Sunday was everything else big, so all the stuff from the den, all the stuff from the lounge, all the garden stuff, and then since then we've been unboxing, tidying, just setting up stuff and setting up this room as well. So
priorities. Good to see someone cares about it, the podcast.
My first day back at work was today. So I worked from home. The missus went back on Wednesday. She was in the office on Wednesday, but was in here on Thursday. So I needed to get this room done for Thursday and get the internet and everything in for that, and then my desk and everything set up for today. So yeah, it's been hard, extremely hard. I reckon I've lost quite a bit of weight.
I can't. Well, we haven't moved house since it's got to be, I don't know, what is it, 13 and a half years or something.
Oh, wow.
Don't really. I would like to move, but I don't want to do the moving.
It's ridiculous the amount of shit that you've got. Like, we had no idea how much stuff we had. And it was all needed. There's all stuff that we wanted, but it was, it was surprising. Just the sheer volume. So no, we're never moving again now. That's it. Nope.
Not unless you win the lottery or something.
Not unless I can justify paying somebody to do it for me. But it's not
I
only
could
moving.
definitely
It's the
justify paying somebody to do it. That's for sure.
It's not just the moving. It's the unboxing. It's the sorting the shit out the other end. And yeah, that was.
I think I've still got boxes that are in the loft that we haven't opened. I could probably get rid of that stuff, really.
Well, that's it. Like, I've had mates that moved before lockdown. They said they've still got boxes and stuff, and I was like, why? Why have you got boxes that you've not looked in for like 4 or 5 years? Oh, I might need them. You obviously don't.
Yeah, got boxes of wires and stuff.
Yeah,
you can't get rid of them.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's got.
I found some SCART leads the last time I went in the loft. I was like, I don't think I need these anymore.
I'll tell you what I found in my box of bag. It's one of those big IKEA blue bags.
Yeah.
Got one of them, and I found a Wii connector to a HDMI. No.
Yeah.
To a composite, because
the yellow one.
The yellow, white, red, and black.
That's component.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought one of those for my Wii.
Yeah, do
you even get those connections on TVs anymore? I don't think you can even plug them in.
No, it was because it was somebody had a projector, and they wanted to play. We took the Wii round to their house and hooked it up to their projector to play Wii Sports on like a massive wall. And we did it once. Yeah, and I've still got the kit. I'm like, I haven't got the Wii anymore. I've still got, but I've got the cable, and I refuse to throw it away. Or the projector, yeah. So.
Well, projectors all have HDMI's on now, so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you get anything for that. It's only worth the copper. The only thing that's worth any money in that is the copper.
Saying that, it's not a lot. I looked into it. There's not.
No, it's peanuts.
You like percentage of a penny per cable. They know they say the copper's going through the roof for the prices, but for what is actually in the stuff, it's nothing. So yeah, that's my house move. That's what I've been doing mainly all week.
Good to have it done though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good to be in. Like, we're finally relaxing now. Yeah. I think because I'm back to work. I was back to work today. I actually had a snooze in the day, which I haven't had a chance to.
I'm not sure I'd have coped with that. Couldn't cope with that for a whole week. No. I definitely had a cheeky one at about. The football had already kicked off when I woke up, so put it that way. It was that sort of time. I think I might have been watching the practice that didn't really happen on the F1, and I was just like, after a while, I was like, "Spark out."
And wasn't that like 5 o'clock?
I don't know. No, it was later than that because I'd eaten my dinner.
Oh, okay.
And after whatever 20 minutes, there was a red flag, and then they kept saying the CCTV wasn't working. I was like, there must be hundreds of fucking cameras there. I don't understand. Whatever, but no, it was unsafe because the CCTV wasn't working. I was like, what the fuck, Canadians, eh?
No. So, but they are doing they're doing a bit of an extra long.
Extra practice 2, which is kicking off around now, or has already kicked off around now.
Oh, okay.
Don't leave though.
No,
if you're watching, because it'll be boring. Because it's only practice anyway.
I I sometimes just put it on in the background.
Yeah, just if you need a snooze.
Yeah, and then when the missus tries to turn over the channel, like, open your eyes. I'm watching that.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Right.
yeah, that's me. What about you? You've got some
I've
cryptic.
continued bizarrely managed to continue my motivation to keep on running. So I've been doing the couch to 5k.
Couch to 5k.
Yeah, so I finished my first week on whatever day that was, Tuesday morning. And my new second week started Thursday, and I went for a run at about 6:30 Thursday morning.
Very nice.
So second week, it's a bit harder, that's for sure. First week was like, you do a 5-minute warm-up walk, and then you run for 60 seconds, walk for 90 seconds, run for 60, walk for 90. You do that 7 times.
Oh, okay.
So you run for... How does that work? It says you run for 8 minutes. I'm sure he says you run for 8 minutes normally. So it must, I don't know, whatever. So you do 8 lots of runs, whatever.
Yeah.
Of 1-minute runs. And now it's like... So the other day I did 5 90-second runs. So you like the idea is obviously you build it up gradually, and in between my 90-second runs, I did 2 minutes of walking instead of the 90 seconds I was doing before. Okay. So the last 90 seconds of running, I was fucking dying. I was like, man, this is hard. It was slightly uphill. I had to go a different because my route was all messed up because obviously I'd run for a bit longer, so I'd travel further and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And obviously the timings were all different. So I did the same route, but I was like, oh, now I need to go this way, which is where I'm normally walking, which is a little bit uphill. And I was fucking, oh my God, I need to do this differently next time because I don't want to be running uphill for the last little bit of run. It wasn't a major hill, but it was enough to make me fucking like hurt and feel like I was dying. So I've got to try and get another 2 runs in between now and Thursday. Well, between now and Tuesday. Wow. So really, I should probably get up early tomorrow and go for a run. The problem at the minute is it's boiling hot, so I need to get them out of the way in the mornings, or go really late at night, or in the middle of the night maybe if I just wake up. But I've had a couple of beers, so I ain't going tonight. That's for sure. It feels like a bad time to go running.
Are you listening to something?
So I'm using. I think it's the official Couch to 5k app. So you get to choose your person to talk to, your motivator and your instructor. Wow. So I don't know if I said last week, I've got Steve Cram telling me when to run and when not to run, and give me the whole, you're doing really well, and all that sort of stuff.
See, I'd like Nigella Lawson or something like that.
No, that'd be weird. Yeah. My missus, she's tried it with her friend. They were listening to Sarah Millican, and she's like supposedly funny.
Yes.
I'd imagine that would just be like, that's not working for me. That's not working for me at all. But what's his name? Michael Johnson used to do it. Who was obviously, did he get ill or something? I can't remember. He was doing loads of commentary for BBC, and then he just kind of stopped. I can't remember what happened. Something happened. Nothing creepy or anything. I think he got ill. But yeah, he's not on there anymore. But I like the thought of a professional athlete telling me what to do. Seems like the way to go.
Yeah.
And he's been all right, Steve Cram. I've liked Steve Cram. I've never been a massive fan of his over the years or anything. Not I don't dislike him or anything, but it's not like I'm going, woo, Steve Cram, yeah, woo, all the time when I was a kid, when he was running. But yeah, he's all right as far as I'm concerned. I haven't tried anyone else. It's working for me.
Your missus is doing it as well then?
No. She tried it ages ago when they didn't get very far. She was doing it with a friend and they didn't get very far. She asked me, it's like, do you want me to come with you? I was like, no, I don't want anyone to come with me. And my daughter asked me the same. I was like, no, I don't want anyone to come with me. I'm going for a fucking run and I'm listening to my guy and my tunes. And like, I knew, like, after finishing Tuesday morning, I was like, yeah, that was good. It felt a lot easier Tuesday morning. It was my 3rd run of the week. Right. I was like, yeah, I feel good. And I'm like actually looking forward to doing it again, which is weird. It feels weird to be looking forward to exercising.
To the next bit, yeah.
And then I did it the other day and I was like, fuck me, that was hard. Yeah. But I am still looking forward to like doing it again. I'm getting excited about going. So which is like odd because I never thought that would happen. I thought I'd give it a go and be like, fuck this. But it's actually seems to be working so far.
Oh, good.
But the idea is obviously after however long, you can run for half an hour without stopping. Is
Right.
the end of that's the end plan, the end goal. And
Oh,
if you can
yeah.
do that, you should be able to run 5K in half an hour. So that's the plan. We'll see what happens. Like, I know someone at work, she tried it. This is how she got into running. And like, there's something, I don't know if it's this weekend in Milton Keynes. There's a thing where people are running as many 10Ks as they can in like a 24-hour period. I was like, right. It's like, you're all crazy, obviously. But she said, yeah, one guy did 18. I was like, what? He ran 180,000 meters in one 24-hour period. It's like, that's however many, like about 4 marathons or something stupid.
That's halfway around the world.
No, it's not. 100 meters, not kilometers.
Oh, hang on. So what did he do?
So he ran 180 kilometers in 24 hours.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Just over 100 miles.
Yeah. I was thinking like 20,000 is halfway around.
I said meters, not kilometers. I hope I said meters anyway. If I said kilometers, then yeah, that would have been confusing. And obviously inaccurate that someone could run that far in one 24-hour period.
No, that is still impressive though.
That's insane. I was like, that guy's a madman, clearly.
Yeah. You sure just didn't order an Uber and just
yeah. It's an Uber marathon, is it, or something, maybe?
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Oh, saying about that, one thing I just remembered is I got some weights. Because the missus thought I wasn't carrying enough between houses. I mentioned whenever I go around my mate's house, they have weights out, and I'm always picking them up and giving them a go. And so I said, I really should get some, and she got me some. So I want to start doing that. I want to start like using the bell.
Have you got a bench?
I haven't got a bench. No. I just want to see.
I've got some weights, but I haven't done any weights for ages.
Right.
Weights are supposed to be good. If you want to lose weight, weights are good because you burn calories when you're not. Once you're finished, you're still burning calories.
Right.
That's the thing with the weightlifting or weight training.
Weight training. But yeah, like I think the idea is that I'm gonna have them like next to me when I'm sitting down or just sort of around the house, and I'll just go along and pick them up and I'll just start doing bits.
What ones have you got? Like discs?
Yeah, you can add stuff to them. But not they're not the expensive ones. I just want to see if I would.
Have you got massive discs that don't weigh anything? Like they're like made of vinyl or whatever, or with like filled with sand and stuff. Or
each one has got 3 or 4 on them, and I think they're 20 kilograms each. Or but I've just put them to 10 at the moment, so I've got some to the side, so I can just sort of ramp up, start using them and get up to 20 kilos each.
Yeah, I don't think I ever got that far. I got to 10 and I just like, fuck it, that's enough. So I only had dumbbells. Didn't have a big bar. Just so I should go back and do them on my off running days, but I don't.
No. Cool.
Anything else? We've had another tweet in while we've been talking. Okay. It's from MS Rangers, but it's a bit different tonight. It's not one of his. I don't know how to describe them normally. It's weird dilemma questions. Yeah. So he says, "Evening, Seal Boys. It's just a dad joke tonight." Yes.
Says, I like a good dad joke.
Did you hear about the guy who invented the knock knock joke?
No.
He won the Nobel Prize.
That's a proper Christmas cracker.
Isn't it?
That's a proper. Everyone is just no.
I was watching when I was in bed this morning before I got my arse out of bed. I was flicking through I had a YouTube thing notification, so obviously I went onto there and I didn't really watch the video, but then I just start scrolling through all of the feed and watch some guy make a fucking table out of a telegraph pole for about 10 minutes. And then There was a video of just one liner. There's a Gary Delaney. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's comic. He's not been on TV. It doesn't really do. I think I've been on TV a couple of times, but he doesn't really do telly. But he's just one liner after one liner after one liner.
It's not the guy that does Not Going Out.
No. That's Lee Mack, isn't it? Lee Mack does
No,
it.
Lee Mack, but is somebody else on there?
Oh, is there? I don't think he does that.
Okay.
He just literally like a stand-up, and he just like tells like literally like joke. They're not like stories that go on for ages. They're just like one-liners.
No, I'm thinking of Tim Vine. Tim Vine's
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's like
yeah.
literally...
It's a bit like Tim Vine. Yeah. And so I watched a bit of that. That was pretty funny. I can't remember any of his jokes because I'm shit at remembering jokes. And then there was another video of they looked American, and because they were, I don't know why, they were sitting on like look like fishing chairs and stuff, and just telling dad jokes. And I watched that for a bit, but I can't remember any of their shit jokes either. So yeah, there's a nice little story for you.
I've watched something about jokes. It was really funny.
I watched a load of jokes. Can't remember any of them. That means they were shit, obviously. Okay. So that's the waffle out the way. We've got some video games to talk about. Well, I've got some video games to talk about.
You do. I don't have a lot.
Okay.
Do you want to do?
I'll forgive you.
Yours.
At least you turned up.
Well, you've got a few demos, so
yeah. Well, they're substantial demos, I have to say, as you will find out when I start talking about them. Let's get on to one of them straight away, shall we? I'll carry on talking about Lies of P demo, which I was talking about last week. It's this is the substantial demo. I managed over 6 hours of playtime in this demo before I finished it.
Oh, just in a demo?
In a demo, yeah. So, I don't know, if you were good at video games, maybe it would take you 6 hours. But it took me 6 hours to get through to the end boss. And I've really quite liked this game a lot. So what I've played in the demo, I like, it's a Souls-like, as we say. Very Bloodborne aesthetic. Well, at least in the environments. So it's raining, it's fucking a bit grim, and there's no sign of any humans because they've all either in hiding or been murdered by all the puppets, and the puppets have all taken over.
Right.
And you are playing as the main character, Pinocchio. I don't think anyone actually calls you Pinocchio. In the game, it's all, I think they call you P. And as like I said, you've got a little lantern hanging off your belt, which is your Jiminy Cricket, which makes it glow light. If you turn a light on, you can make it glow like in the dark and stuff like that. And he talks to you. And
conscious? Is he like telling you what to do good, or?
It's not. I mean, it's not like the cartoon or anything in the slightest. I don't know if you've read. I've never read the original story, so I don't know how close to the actual material the cartoons were. But it's a bit of a grim story, really, when you think about it.
Yes, massively.
But all of the fighting is very Soulsy. You've got to dodge, you've got to block, parry, and all that stuff. And there's like the collecting of what in this game, instead of souls, you collect ergo, and that's what you use to level up or purchase items in the world from the vendors that you meet.
Basically the currency.
Yeah. And then there's like a person who will upgrade your weapons, and you need another material to be able to upgrade your weapons. And it's similar from what I can see is like this. It's called Moonstone, Hidden Moonstone. No, it's called Moonstone, and then it's Moonstone of its own will allow you to upgrade to like a +3, and obviously you need something else to go or beyond +3 or whatever it is. But I assume it's another version of Moonstone or whatever. It's usually how it works. And because I'm playing on PC, so which is not normal for a recent PC release, it runs really well on PC. It runs better than any of the Souls games I've played on PC.
No, really?
Yes. Because they always had a bit of stuttery, judder, and all that sort of stuff. Even like one of the ones that, like Elden Ring, definitely suffered from that.
Right.
And Dark Souls 3 definitely had that, and Sekiro. So maybe the enemies are a bit less. I don't know, because all the enemies in Elden Ring are basically all the enemies you've ever fought in Dark Souls, and a few new ones. But so I like it a lot so far. So it's coming to Game Pass, which is a right result. In early September, I think it comes out. Is it a week after Starfield or something? Which is not great timing.
Oh.
If it's a week before Starfield, it might be okay. But yeah, it's close to the Starfield release. I know that. So yeah, I better crack through that pretty sharpish when it comes out. But as it took me 6 hours to complete the demo, which was only 2 bosses, and it wasn't like. I mean, there was definitely a few. I did have to do the bosses a few times, and the second boss is where you have a mechanic where you can call a spectre in, but it's not. I don't think it's another person. It's just like an AI,
Right.
an AI assister that takes some of the aggro for you. Because yeah, hitting the second boss was definitely a big step up in terms of difficulty, and basically just does a lot of damage if he hits you, and has a few like a status effects, like he'll cause an electric shock to happen if you get too much of the electricity. He's got a load of electricity on him, and if he hits you too many times with electricity, you get electric shocked, and then you're like stunned and fucking lose a load of health and all that stuff. So, but yeah, it works almost exactly like all of these Souls games. And yeah, I like the story so far. Like you've got to find you don't. Like I say, all the humans have disappeared. You meet a couple. In the hotel is the last sort of safe place for humans.
Right.
And your creator, Geppetto, is out. He's gone missing. So that was one of the things. The first thing you have to do once you get to the hotel, after you beat the first boss, is find Geppetto. And you meet him up. Spoilers, like for a game that I don't know how long it lasts. Like I say, the demo 6 hours. You do find him, and he's getting hassled by another, not a boss, but a hard enemy. And you have to kill that enemy, and then you release Geppetto, and you meet him back at the hotel, and that's basically where the demo ends.
Oh, okay.
But then you can just carry on, go back round and round and round and round and round if you want.
Oh, so it's not a hard finish on the demo?
No, you can just carry on playing after.
Right.
But because it just says, thanks for playing, but then it just goes back and lets you play on. So,
is there any bits that is like you can't progress this far because it's not in the demo?
Yeah, there's definitely like you can't go and explore like the rest of it, whatever else the rest of the game. I noticed that I read a story. I think it might have been. It's either on Eurogamer or Rock Paper Shotgun that people have been modding the demo to put the hunters from Bloodborne in. So you're running around instead of running around as Penny, you're running around as the hunter from Bloodborne. But yeah, I think it's definitely a good one of those games so far.
Good.
Whether the full game turns out after maybe 10 hours you get bored, we'll see. But it's on Game Pass, so I don't have to buy it and find out winner. But that's Lies of P demo.
Very good.
What do I want to do? Shall I do another demo, or shall I do
another demo? Do another demo.
Okay, there was a big demo came out this week on the PS5. It's only available on PS5 because the game's only available or will be available on PS5. That demo is Final Fantasy 16. Not the biggest Final Fantasy. Well, I think I've never really played a Final Fantasy. I have dabbled. I've played a bit of 15, I think I've played.
Okay.
And I think other than that, I don't think I've really played any. Definitely didn't play it back in the day when everyone got into them. And that's where like the love for these games comes from.
Well, luckily you've got a PlayStation 3 to hand because you could probably play.
I don't even know if any of them came out on fucking
11.
They all came out multi-platform in those days. I could have played them on the 360. I think there's a load. There was some on Game Pass at one point, but I don't know. I could play Final Fantasy VII Remake on PS5. I know that. And I
Right.
may reinstall it. I guess I don't know.
See, I played 7, 8, 9,
The
10,
originals.
the originals. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Not sure if I completed any, but
I just remember my brother was playing 5, I think, on the PS1, and he played it for ages and ages and ages.
I didn't get there. I went into the 2D ones as soon as they went
Mm.
3D, and had about 3 or 5 discs for Final Fantasy 7 on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
PlayStation 1.
7's people. Everyone raves about 7. I haven't played it, but maybe I played a remake now. I've played this. So Final Fantasy 16 turns out is basically Game of Thrones, the action RPG. It's fucking complete with there's decapitations, people dying, loads of blood and gore.
Okay. Wow.
There's some woman who, and there's a big dude. He's called the Dominant. In one of the, I did a lot of watching this game rather than playing this game.
Okay.
I don't know how much actual gameplay I did in the fucking 2 or 3 hours I actually played this game. There was a lot of watching video.
Right.
And there's this guy called a Dominant. He's like the hero of this army, and he is massive compared to everyone else. And there's a bit of chit chat around the table, which is what's on the screen at the minute, if you're watching. And then he leaves the room, and then another woman in the room leaves with him, and there's definitely a bit of awkward, sexy time. Not actual sex, but like, yeah, it's a bit creepy and weird. It looks weird as fuck because it's a video game. But yeah, it's fucking just, this is the woman here. Game of Thrones. It's just Game of Thrones, but with different people in, and the main character that you play as, bizarrely, is called Clive, which is the least hero name I think I could imagine for anyone. It's like, it doesn't really sound like a Final Fantasy hero. I don't know why. I thought they had like abstract names like Cloud and things like that, but no, Clive is the guy.
Clive, yeah.
But yeah, Clive's cool. Anyway, he's got some cool powers. The actual gameplay, when you get around to it, it's not turn-based or anything. This is like Final Fantasy 15 did this whole like real-time attacking. There's no cooldown time. Well, there is a bit of cooldowns on your abilities, obviously, but you're attacking with the sword, you're dodging. Yeah, they are. Like you'll be walking around the environment, and then you'll have a fight.
Right.
So, but I think it's I don't know. It feels, it's like I say, it's only a demo. I know there's a lot of video in the demo, but there's a lot of walk through the environment, get to a battle, and then you literally walk through another part of the area and go to another battle. It's like, it's more of a story. Like, it's not like a full-on RPG like old school. Like when you're walking around the open world and then you're just constantly getting into random encounters. Well, from what I've played in the demo anyway, I guess I don't know how it goes. And when like you'll complete the story in one area and you get to like a world map and you literally click to the next area on the map. There's no traveling across the map. You just travel to the new zone and do whatever happens in that area. So far, at least, in the demo. I finished the demo and I kind of like it. I was like, yeah, I actually like this. This is like you are in control of the fighting the whole time. This is the weird sexy time bit that happens in the demo that's coming up. I was just watching. So, yeah. So the fight, you only got one button for your weapon attack. Then obviously square on PlayStation. Then you've got like triangle is like throwing fireballs. Circle was like a zoom to attack, like you zoom into the enemy.
Right.
Called.
So do you have summons? Do you have like?
There are summons. I haven't I didn't get to control any summons. If you pull the right trigger, you get extra abilities. Like there's what they call a Phoenix Strike, I think. So if you pull out trigger 2 and then press square, he does like a big, like a sort of a bit of a phoenix appears and you fucking do a big attack. It doesn't seem to do that much more damage than just using your sword though. So I don't know. But yeah, seems the vibe is good. The vibe is cool. The whole like atmosphere of the story and everything seems pretty cool. Versus most up, I haven't seen any weird like flying fucking boats or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, it feels relatively grounded, other than the magic stuff.
Okay.
Although,
Okay.
yeah, there is a person who's flying around in the sky, who's like a summon, I guess, similar to a
Right.
summon. And then there is a part of the demo where, like the Clive, he's got a little brother called Joshua, and Clive's the older brother, obviously, because he's got a little brother. So he's like their father is the Archduke of Rosario or whatever. So he's like the king, if you like, of the area. So normally the firstborn obviously is the next in line, but there's some weird shit with the Phoenix in their family. So Clive he gets rejected by something or other Phoenix, so he doesn't have the power. And his little brother's got this Phoenix power, where basically he turns into a fucking Phoenix. And you definitely had control of the little brother at certain points in the demo, and as well as Clive. But I don't know how that relates to the full game. But yeah, I don't know really. It's only a demo at the minute. Like I say, there's fucking so much video in it. It's crazy.
Does it seem like the demo's at the start of the game and you're playing from like the very start, or is this like halfway through?
It's difficult to say. There's a bit like there's like the bit we're watching is like when Clive's old or older,
right.
And then you go like I don't know, maybe 10 years back and play him when he's just breaking out to be like a soldier. He's like just learning. The first thing you do in action is fight the Lord Commander or whatever, to prove your, abilities and capabilities. So, and then you go from there. So you've gone back like maybe 10 or 15 years. I don't know. Depends on.
I see what you mean about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
The Final Fantasy game offering. Yeah. It's.
Yeah, this is the weird like magic bit in the fucking the woman in the sky throwing crystals.
Yeah.
A massive giant titan dude. But yeah, like I think
that'd be
apparently they
super.
watched Game of Thrones before they made. They've still got chocobos in it, by the way, obviously.
Yeah, no, I just saw. I saw the chocobos.
So it's got like all the Final Fantasy sort of
I've
trope.
just got
Not all of the tropes, I guess. It hasn't got any of the music. Yeah.
Right.
It hasn't got like when I level up, I didn't get the Final Fantasy level up music.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the end of the fights. I can't remember the level up noise.
Yeah. Anyway, so seems cool, but 70 quid. So maybe wait until that comes to PS Plus or buying it on the cheap at some point. But yeah, I can't remember when it comes out. But looks good.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I think if people like Final Fantasy and they want to,
I don't know if people like Final Fantasy will like it. I don't know. That's the thing, because it feels pretty different to the ones I've played.
It's no Cloud or
yeah. I need to go and play 7 probably to see how that compares, because obviously that's. I mean, I didn't really like 15. I got a bit fed up with 15. It was just a dumb fucking story.
Was that when they're driving around in the car?
With the car and the weird, sexy mechanic. I was just like, this is all just a bit too weird. This feels like Game of Thrones. Like, it feels good. Like, it's probably the best Game of Thrones game there's been. I don't think there's been a good one of those, let's be honest. But yeah, so interesting. We'll see how it turns out when it comes out. I don't think it's that long. It's this year, isn't it? So.
Yes, yeah.
In fact, is it quite soon? I think it's only like a week or two.
It's very soon. There's adverts everywhere around for it. So
if you've got a PS5,
got a PS5 and you
have a little
spend 70
dabble
quid.
on a demo, see if you like it.
Yeah,
and get settled in for. It says here the video I've been watching is 2.5 hours long, and I reckon a good hour and 3/4 of that was just watching video. So yeah.
No, that's good.
Got very high production standards, that's for sure.
Yeah. No. Cool. I will talk about my first game on the list.
Yes.
I've been playing some more Crusader Kings 3.
What made you go back to that?
I didn't have the internet.
So what have you got that on then?
My PlayStation, PC. I got the Steam edition,
Oh, right.
and you can play it offline.
Nice.
So I did. And yeah, I just started a new character in Brittany, and formed the Kingdom of Britannia. No?
Britannia
No, Britannia. No, that's
or Breton?
Brittany. The Kingdom of Brittany. There you go. So that's what I've done. Yeah, just it's just such an easy game to whittle away the hours. And I set my computer up, but I didn't have the internet, so I was like, what can I play? So I literally went through and I was like, oh, can I play this? And I could, so I did.
Nice.
So yeah, it's
So you started a whole new playthrough.
I started a whole new game and stuff. Yeah, I think I think I'd played it such a long time ago. It'd been updated since. So I don't think the save game was compatible, or there would have been compatibility issues. So I was like, sod it. I'll play I'll play a new one. So yeah, my aim is or was I don't know. I might stop playing. Is to sort of take over France and become Francia,
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom of France. Yeah, I don't have world domination ambitions. I'm just like, no, let's just do what I need to do. And yeah, I can't remember if there's a time limit or not, but I set myself goals and I'm like, if I do that, I'll be happy. So I'm not there yet. So yeah,
Any weird
it's an
shit
old
happened?
game. My
Married your mother or anything like that?
no, I was gonna. I had a. I did have to murder one of my own children,
That's a bit
because
weird.
he was in line to for me to carry on as him, but I think he was like he was not very. He was like a dwarf with what's it called, love pox. That's what I call it.
Love
And it was,
pox.
yeah, basically syphilis or
Oh,
gonorrhea or something like that. That's what they call it in the game,
okay.
love pox.
So is he going to die?
Um,
He was born with that, was he?
no, he was about 20 odd, but he was not a very good character, so I had to murder him off and go to the next in line of succession. Um, so by the time by the time I did that, um, it was good. But yeah, that was the weird thing about that. Sorry, Miss just telling me it's cooler outside now. It's like
We're opening
28
all the
degrees in
windows
here.
now.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it really. Yeah, apart from sort of genocide. What's the killing your own
Regicide.
children?
I don't know. No, regicide's killing the king.
Yeah, no, I was killing off my own children to play as better children.
Well,
So
we've all been there.
yeah. um. Yeah, that's it really. CK3.
Thank you, okay.
It's had lots of updates and there's been lots of changes. So if you haven't played it in a while,
It's on Game Pass still, is it? I think.
it is on Game Pass. Yeah.
Mm.
I didn't have access to it on Game Pass though.
You can set your PC to your home PC that you can still play on offline on Game Pass.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You probably need to be online when you do that, though.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I actually I don't. I just think I didn't even look at that. I was like, oh, I open Steam and go on offline mode.
Yeah.
So I didn't even look at my Xbox apps. So,
Mm.
I've got to just take a very quick wee break. I don't know if you want to pause
Yeah, we'll
or.
do a break then because I don't want to talk to myself. That's weird. We'll be back in 2 minutes or so.
Yeah, very quick break.
Right. And we're back.
Thank you for holding.
Okay, what's next? I've got two more. One of them's a bit more in depth than the others.
I've got one more.
Right. Excuse me, just did a nice belch there. Right, quickly talk about Battlefield if that's all right with you. Then you can do yours and I'll do mine last.
course.
All right, are you right there? Keeping you up?
I've been very busy this week.
Yes, I forgive you. Right, so I have just been playing more Battlefield 2042. Turns out I think they've got their shit together, and it's actually good now. So it's not really a lot to say about it. But I played as a. I've been running around as a medic a lot previously, and I don't know why I do it to myself, but I feel like I have to use the medic. I try and like stick with the guns that come with the classes to unlock all the shit. So I've got a submachine gun basically as a medic. It's in multiple other games. I think it's in PUBG. It's the PP29 is what it's called. It's got that big cylinder magazine thing that you clip off.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of ammo in a magazine, basically. But obviously it's an SMG, so the range is shit. Doesn't do as much damage as like other guns and all that sort of stuff. And then you stick a suppressor on it, and it does even less damage, but it doesn't give away your position on like the mini map and all that sort of stuff. This is not me playing because you can see like this person's good. It's Jack Frags, I think we're watching. Yeah, so I just been. This is the new map I think we're watching as well. It's a snowy map, and I have played some of the bigger variants because I'd only really played the team deathmatch last week. I think when I spoke about it. But yeah, it's a good map. Lots of good games I've had. Lots of classic Battlefield going on. Like, big map, lots of people, absolute madness around the capture zones or whatever you're trying to do. Which one's the game mode where you've got to set off a bomb at each of the points? Is it breakthrough or rush? Either breakthrough or rush. You have to there's in Conquest you basically just go and stand in the place where the zone is and you gradually capture it or whatever. And one of the other game modes is similar. I think might be rush. But then this other one is there's a game mode in Call of Duty, I think, is similar, where you basically literally go and have to set some charges on a point. So you literally have to sit there and like press E for like a couple of seconds while you arm the charges and not get killed. And then you have to make sure that the enemy don't come in and disarm, whatever it is, or unarm whatever the charge is before they explode. And then when they've exploded, you get a new point to go and do the same thing again. And the defending team has to retreat. But yeah, it's just it's just, like I said, it's Battlefield. It's just like absolute mayhem, so much noise, amazing sound, huge explosions going off. And the guns feel good now, and there's no fucking lag like there was when I first played this game. And yeah, it just kind of works. And I haven't dabbled with the Portal stuff at all. I just play the modern version of the game, but I know that it's like, let's get rid of this video. The Portal stuff is where you can use maps and like soldiers from Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 3, and Battlefield 2042. And you can mix and match and you can do all sorts of crazy shit. But there is like this sort of history of Battlefield available in the game, but I haven't played anything other than the modern stuff. But yeah, it seems like very cool, the Portal stuff. But yeah, I can't really comment. But yeah, it's not Forge like on Halo where you can literally create maps, but you can set up crazy game modes with like, I don't know, a squad of 4 like 2042 soldiers versus like fucking 50 World War One soldiers or something stupid and all that sort of shit. So, but it is very good so far. So I'll be continuing to play that, but I might not talk about it on the show anymore. But
so what are you playing? Are you the Xbox?
It's all cross-play now, so I am playing on PC, but it's all like PC, PlayStation, and Xbox cross-play. I have got it on PlayStation because it was a PS Plus game the other month.
Right.
But I haven't installed it because it's fucking massive. and I've only got like 800 gigabytes of space or whatever, and every game's fucking massive. Like fucking Gran Turismo is like 160 gigabytes or something stupid. I only play it for a few minutes every couple of weeks. But I don't want to have to install it every time I want to play it, that's for sure. Even with my uber duper fiber, it will still take a while. So that is Battlefield. I'll be playing it. If anyone's wants to play, pick up, let me know. I'll be up for teaming up. I might not talk a lot when I'm playing because I'm just too focused on what's going on. I'm not used to talking to people, but yeah, it's good. So if you have played it in the past and bounced off it, go back and have another go. It's good. So, Dave, are you going next?
I've been playing some more Zelda. I think everyone's sick and tired of everyone talking about Zelda.
No. No one's been talking about it here.
Oh, okay. I've been playing
Only the
more
one who's
Zelda.
not here.
I'm probably not as far as he's got so far. I've got a bit further through the story. Again, I didn't have the internet, so I was like, "What can I play?" Oh, I've got a Switch, and that's a very handy and a handy thing to have while you're.
Oh, it looks like Link's got a Switch as well.
it does look like Link's got a Switch, yeah.
Or is he playing on Steam Deck? Because maybe his frame rate's better.
Yeah. He's got a pirated version. So no, I've been playing it on handheld. It's not the best on handheld. I still rather play it on the big screen. But you can, and I have been.
Have you got an original Switch then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, OG Switch. And I love it. I love it on the big screen. Little screen, not so much. So I was more just running around, sort
Busy
of
work.
mainlining. Yeah, just sort of just trying to get sort of the bigger quests done.
Okay.
To progress a bit further and get some more powers and stuff. Because yeah, the screen is just not good enough to sort of go hunting for like materials and stuff. It's just not great. So, but
like
no,
the OLED Switch, everyone raves about how great that is. It's no more powerful, but the screen's really nice.
I would be tempted with an upgraded Switch, a Switch Plus.
Yeah, they need to do that, don't they?
Yeah, a bit more power, a bit more battery life. Because I was probably getting like 2.5, 3 hours playing Zelda battery.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's basically where you're at with handhelds, though.
Yeah, I know.
Unless you want it to be a lot heavier.
Yeah,
I think that's what you got to put up with. 2 or 3 hours is not a bad time, though. If it works 2 or 3 hours.
No, I know. I want a bit more though.
Yeah, but hopefully, if it's like you'd hope. I would hope, like it's like you play for a couple of hours on handheld, and then you can just like stick it on the charge and then carry on playing on TV.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have that luxury. I've stick it on. So, you can play it with a USB plugged in, but it gets pretty hot pretty quick. So I wasn't really
not super keen on
up for that. No, not exactly. So, but yeah,
don't want it to start bending,
bulging from the back. Nah. So yeah, that's it. That was a bit more of that.
No more shrines. What are they called? What are the shrines? Or
the shrines? Yeah, shrines are where you get your powers and upgrades from. So I haven't really. I didn't really do any of those. I was just doing. I just done some.
What are the other things called? The other things that are not shrines. Are they dungeons or something else?
There's loads of different things. There's different areas and dungeons and stuff, but the shrines are the main places. Well, maybe there is other stuff I don't know, but the shrines.
I've got to the point now where people start talking about it on podcasts, and I go, "Oh, I don't want to hear this in case I play it," because they're now starting to talk about the links between this and that, and I'm like, no,
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah,
know, don't want to
I'm
know.
not going to go into specific details about that, but no, it's yeah. If you think you're going to get it, pick it up, and I
It ain't
will
gonna
be.
get any cheaper. Let's put it that way.
It's no. It is the game that will define the Switch. I think that's.
Yeah. I just don't know if I can do that Switch thing.
You can set it up so it's one of your monitors. Just put your Switch like.
I feel like the
just
bigger
a
the screen, the
HDMI
worse it
cable.
looks, because it's just like it's really not designed to be being on a massive screen.
Well, I played it on my 65-inch,
Yeah,
and it wasn't terrible. It
it
wasn't great.
feels like it's not running at 1080p, is it? So it just looks a bit ropey. It's like upscaling it about 8 times, I think, to get to 4K. Yeah, oh, I don't know. I've got enough other shit going on for me personally. So you didn't play Breath of the Wild, did you, either?
No, I just went straight into this. I did have an idea about picking it up, but I didn't.
No, I feel like it's too much game to get through, and then by the time you finish Breath of the Wild, you wouldn't want to play this if you just did that right from scratch. And I think, from what I've heard, once you've played this, you don't really want to go and you back and play Breath of the Wild. Like,
No.
It's like, I miss all these cool things. Right. Well, I've got one more game that I wasn't expecting to play. I will not. I know people have rated this game.
Right.
It was definitely in some people's Game of the Year conversations last year, so it's a bit of an old. The game's called Citizen Sleeper, and I didn't know how long I was going to play it when I started playing it, but I am into it, so I have been playing it quite a bit.
Okay, tell me a little bit about this game, because I've got no idea what game
I
is.
don't know where to start trying to describe this fucking game. So, someone in the YouTube description, the description on this video I'm showing is a dystopian space station survival role-playing game, which I guess it could be described as. So you start off and you pick a class to play through the game with. There's 3 classes, slightly different abilities, nothing major. And then you just basically go into what I would possibly describe as like a choose your own adventure type of thing. So you get story beats on the right hand side of the screen with like a continue prompt, and once you click continue, you get either the next bit of story, or usually get the next bit of story that you have to. There's a lot of reading, so if you like reading, this is not the game for you. So yeah, you'll read what's going on, and then occasionally you'll have a dialogue choice. And so that'll happen a load, and then you're basically you were a sleeper. I don't really know. I've honestly, I don't know if I missed it at the beginning. It's like your consciousness has been transported from one body into this frame. You're not a robot exactly. I don't know what you look like. You're a bit weird. It's all like, obviously it's far future. And people obviously like know you're not normal, so they treat you a bit weird, maybe, and stuff like that. And then you're playing through this adventure where what happens, the main thing when you get out past all the story stuff, you're on a space station that is represented as basically a map. It's like a 3D representation of the space station, and there's like Ubisoft type markers on the space along this strip of the space station, and you'll click on one and there'll be things that you can do in there, multiple types of things. There's like more story beats, there's and then there's your actions that you can do, which you have. Right, there's a lot of mechanics going on as well here. So like I say, you are degrading constantly in one way or another in this game. You need sustenance to provide energy. So, and then as your body is degrading, you're basically like because you're in like the wrong body. It's like, you know how you can reject organs after a heart transplant or whatever, you know, and your body attacks the organ and stuff like that. So you're degrading, your condition is degrading. So you need something to keep boosting up your condition. Otherwise, I don't know what happens when it runs out because I haven't got that far.
Right.
Other than I know one thing that will happen, because what you're given, if you have full condition, you get 5 dice to roll in certain scenarios.
Okay.
Obviously, a normal 1 to 6 dice, and when you click on one of the things on the map, there'll be like an activity that says, I don't know what fucking. It's like a chance roll, so you have to click one of your dice into the slot, and obviously, if it's 1, you've obviously got. There's a higher chance of it having a negative outcome. If you've got a 6,
Right.
you're basically 100% positive you're not going to fail.
Yep.
Some of your abilities will boost the dice number. So once you upgrade some of your stats, I think there's 6 or 7. I think it's 6. If you will get like a +1 on any of the dice rolls in certain where that trait is effective on one of the activities. Yeah, and so you have so many dice. And once you're out of dice, you can't do any of those actions anymore. There are other things you can do. Spend cryptocurrency, cryocurrency, which is a cryptocurrency,
Right.
to like buy food and stuff like that. But buying food, you get to know the guy who serves you food. There's a whole story shit that goes on with that. There's fucking tons of stories involved in this game. It's absolutely insane how much is going on. Like I said, it looks really simple, just from the outside, but there's like, I'm reading all the story stuff and I'm right into it. I'm not going to spoil any of it and talk about any of the stuff that goes on, but it's really worth having a crack at and persevering with, because some shit goes down and it's pretty cool when you get further into it. But yeah, so you have, instead of like a day, it's called a cycle. So once you've run out of dice and run out of money, well, not run out of money, but have spent any money that you want to spend to get your energy up or whatever, there's nothing left for you to do. You go back to your home and you end the cycle. It's like that's the end of a turn, or end of a turn on
Right.
civilization or whatever, and then
Yeah.
your condition degrades, your energy gets used up, and you get more dice to roll the next day. So there's like 5 dice at the top of the screen. If you get, and your condition bar is along the top of that, and each like dice block has 4 little condition bars in it. And if once you drop down, your condition drops below like the 4th dice, then you only get 4 dice the next time.
Yeah.
So as your condition drops, you get less dice. You can do less. So you've got to try and keep your condition up, keep your energy up, and all that sort of stuff. As long as the same time as like building up your story, like going through the stories, meeting all these new characters, getting involved in all sorts of crazy shit, and yeah. I thought I'd finished it, and then it's just like, nope, you haven't finished. You've still got loads of shit you need to do. I was like, okay, fucking, I'm in, and I'm going for it. So
have you died or
no, yeah,
no?
not yet. I don't know if I don't know, because I've got to the point where it says I'm starving, but I just went and bought food, because at the beginning you've got like fuck all money. But I'm at the point now. I've got a fucking fortune, so my food is not a problem. And I've upgraded certain things that mean I can do things to improve my condition all the time and stuff like that.
Okay.
So my well-being is kind of taken care of.
Right. I was thinking it was like a roguelike. Like maybe if you died.
No, I don't know if I don't know. There's definitely points in the story I'm like, am I going to die here? But I haven't yet. Whether it was my choices were the right ones or whether it just wasn't going to let me die in that scenario, I don't know. But it's cool, and it's very different to a lot of other games that you will play. And it's on Game Pass, so you don't even have to pay for it if you've got Game Pass.
Bonus.
Yeah, and I don't know how many hours I've done so far, but it's already going on a lot longer than I thought it would. But yeah, it's cool. The stories are cool. Characters are varied and interesting. So yeah, I recommend you check it out.
Check it out.
I couldn't help noticing, by the way, on the Xbox showcase that obviously Keanu must be watching. Hi, Keanu, if you're watching. Because he went, check it out on his video, on his little thing.
Very good.
So anyway, that's all the games, I think.
That's it. That's all the games we've chatted. What we're doing? Oh dear. Oh, I'm gonna go and have a sleep, I think.
Yeah. It's only 10:30, Dave. So it's early.
It's very early, but I've got to be up at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oof, what are you doing tomorrow?
Take my motorbike for a service.
Ooh, exciting. Not.
Well, the exciting thing is they're going to give me a loan bike,
What are you getting?
and they're going to an S1000RR,
What's this, what?
the super bike version of what I've got.
You're still on the Beamer?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so
but Dave's buying a new bike in the next few weeks.
I don't have that much money. But no, it's I might go out and have a bit of a play. It depends how tired I am. If I'm absolutely knackered, like
It's good biking weather at the minute, isn't it? Although it's going to rain tomorrow.
Oh, don't tell me that. Hope not. Hopefully, I'm gonna go out and have a bit of a spin on it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that because like I've been working so hard this whole week. I'm absolutely exhausted and I need a break. So yeah.
Well, I
so
might get up early and go for a run. Who knows?
Oh no, that's a good idea. Yeah.
I might not
though. If you see a motorbike going through Leighton Buzzard, is it Leighton Buzzard?
If you see a fat man running around town, could be me.
No, run, you bastard. So yeah, so that's early start. It's so weird. I think because I'm in a new house as well, I'm not sleeping very well. Just not used to it. So yeah, I've been getting up at like 6 o'clock most mornings anyway. Doesn't matter what time I go to bed.
It is hot as well.
Yeah, it is very hot. So
well, it's not hot in the night, thankfully, at the moment. It's cooling down in the evenings and stuff. Whereas we haven't hit that point where it's like oppressively non-stop heat all night, all day.
No, it has been. I think the hottest was probably on Sunday here, and that was about 30, 31 degrees. But yeah, you're right. It did get cool.
Lord's turned up just as we're finishing.
Lord always turns up right as we're finishing. Hey, Lord. So yeah, hopefully, nice weather tomorrow. Out on the bike, go for a bit of a spin, and then hopefully my motorbike doesn't need too much money spending on it.
Yeah.
But I have got that California Superbike training in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh.
So I did ask them to get it ready for that.
You take your own bike to that, do you?
Yeah. I could have
taken the Superbike thing to that.
Yeah. Just borrow the RR for this. No, partly I wanted to go on my own bike as well, just to know, well, not find the limits or know the limits, but have more confidence on my bike, rather than on a different bike. Learn about that. So yeah, it's just more about confidently throwing my bike around, because it's all in preparation to going to Wales in about a month and a half time, with a missus, for like 4 nights, a Monday to Thursday, because the roads in Wales are awesome for going on a motorbike. So
I thought you were going to say they're awful.
No, they're absolutely fantastic.
Because there's no fucking cars in Wales destroying the roads.
Yeah. But no, there's lovely mountain passes and going through big ravines and stuff. And the roads that I've been on through there in the car, just like nice and wide, hardly any traffic, and just beautiful scenery, and relatively well maintained as well. So
Yeah. It's weird. When we went to Norfolk, all the roads were good as well. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Around here, they're fucking awful. It's like fucking, I don't know what it's like. It's like doing a slalom going down the road here to avoid the fucking potholes.
Yeah. On one of the main A roads, A45, going towards the M1. All the cars, like in both lanes, are basically dodging each other to try and get around the potholes in their lane. Then they're going in and out of the central divider between the two lanes because they're so bad.
It's not like you're avoiding them just because it's a tiny little bump. It's like a fucking
No.
Cavallon clanker. It's like a fucking 3-inch deep hole, which is not just 3 inches wide. It's like about fucking 2 feet wide. It's fucking mental.
I can't see how these councils are getting away with people damaging their cars and not claiming off the council for replacement tyres and alloy wheels and stuff like that.
I've got there's play in my front suspension, apparently. I was like, yeah, well, I know how that fucking happened. Probably when I went fucking clanked that massive pothole the other week. That was on my MOT advisory.
Yeah, try and claim it.
Yeah. Well, how would you prove which one it was? There's fucking so many.
Just point randomly at the road.
You've been through Hertfordshire? Oh, yeah.
That one.
Yeah. Shocking.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Literally.
Yeah. Very much so. Right. Are you going to get us the fuck out of here then?
Let's get the F out. Thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us either on Twitter at Seal Podcast, email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com, or join us on a Discord server. A link is pinned on Twitter. We have YouTube and Twitch channels which we upload and stream to. Neil, do you want to do a shout out?
So shout out to Lord for your 2-minute drop in, Sumu, and Quaxel, and some fucking loser called Fraser Moo.
Which we'll be seeing next weekend.
Not on the fucking podcast, we won't.
Not on the podcast, we won't. No. No.
Fraser will be back at some point, I'm sure. Maybe.
Yeah, I need to speak to him about the details. I think we're all staying in the same.
Yeah, we need to get some shit sorted for sure. Yeah. We better not talk about that on
here. There'll be some drinks involved,
yes.
I think.
I've got Sunday night off work, so yes.
No, it'll be good, but
yes,
we'll
stories will be told. Maybe.
Well, I'll be here next week for the podcast.
I should be here next week, as far as I know, as well.
And we'll see if we can dial Fraser in, or if he is otherwise.
He's not coming on next week. I guarantee it. He's busy man. He's got things to do, like be on holiday. I'll forgive him next week because he's actually going to be busy doing shit. I should imagine.
Is he still playing?
No, he's yellow at the minute, so he's away.
Is it? Okay.
Anyway, let's go.
Right. Thank you, Neil. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Good to have you back, Dave.
Thank you very much.
We'll see everyone soon next week, for us two, at least.
Right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening. See you later.
Bye.